Well, I have a quiet house this afternoon, and I've been meaning to make a couple videos as far as they pertain to my 1 year anniversary and the channel and all that stuff. And I thought, okay, I'll do this one first. I've got a top 10 tracks video that's coming hopefully soon, within the next week or so. That list is pretty much set. It's pretty much set. My top 10 is pretty much set. There's some, a little bit of this going on, but for the most part, that's set. My top 10 albums is a disaster. There's about 20 albums on there. And somehow, maybe you guys can check the math for me, but every time I try to arrange it, no matter how I arrange it, somehow I can't get 20 albums to fit in the top 10. Like, I'll move one up, but then the other one goes down, and then I do this, and I do this. I'm like, oh, that one's too low. Top 10 albums is very difficult. You guys have recommended some amazing, amazing albums, and so that list has been very challenging. I'm not going to do a top 10 artists because the experience I've had, the music I've listened to, it's not been a fair representation. Think of how much Kendrick, Kanye, Tyler the Creator I've heard, while I've only heard one MF Doom album or one Tupac album or one, I haven't even heard Mac Miller yet. There's artists I haven't even heard yet. So, or I've heard just one album. So I'm not going to do a top 10 artists. And then two, I kept thinking, I kind of was waiting on this album or this video because I didn't really know what to say. And I've got some notes jotted down, but I don't know. I felt like, when I finally sat down to do this video, I would have all these just incredibly powerful things to say. And I don't know, maybe I'm just fighting my cold, or I don't know what it is, but I'll just hit the notes. And it's funny being in this situation right now, thinking back a year ago in a week or so, posting my first video, and I remember getting 10 subscribers. I remember getting 100 subscribers and working through singles and hearing some of these bizarre Tyler the Creator songs like Wonkers and Tron Cat and Nightmare and just crazy shit. And, on the onset, one of the notes I have written down is making what I want to make. And I do have a hard time remembering back a year ago and really remembering what caused me to just say, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to make a video. I'm just going to start doing this. I'm going to put it on YouTube. I don't really remember what that specific driver was. I know Lost in Vegas was a big inspiration. I really like their channel. I like what they're doing. And I think part of it was the fact that I wanted to make videos that I wanted to see. There are a lot of things on YouTube that annoy me. I hate it. I hope you guys appreciate the fact that I never say, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification. I never say that shit. We all know how YouTube works. I don't need to say that every single video. It drives me nuts when people put that in the videos. And then two, I enjoy watching reaction content, and I don't like it when people seem like they're faking it or like overreacting to something that they either clearly are not reacting to appropriately or don't seem to understand what they're reacting to. And I also wanted to bring in this idea of it's okay to not like things. That's okay. It's honestly kind of a benefit, I think, to not like some things, but to still give it a fair chance and be honest and open about that, rather than just like everything because you're supposed to and that's what the people want to see. And I mean, I can understand that frame of mind for people who are making reaction content of, oh shit, I have to like this because the fans of this stuff are watching me, experience it for the first time. But people see through that bullshit. They really do see through that bullshit. And that's one thing I really wanted with this channel was just being genuine, being honest, being open. If I'm not into something, it's okay. And you guys have been great about giving me that space, but also respecting the fact that, he is listening to it. He is giving it a fair chance. He's not just listening to, oh, this is trash. 20 seconds in, right? Trash. This is what no, he's listening to it. He's going through the lyrics. Yeah, maybe these lyrics aren't that great. Yeah, maybe this beat isn't that great. Yeah, okay, this song isn't really that great. And you know what? Most of us don't like it either. So it's been cool in that respect. But also for me, and just having that approach, I mean, I think the channel's done pretty well because of it. But I've also, my mind has just grown and grown and grown in terms of my own musical appreciation, how I approach music, how I listen to music, what I think about when I think of lyrics. And I mean, it's been very interesting for me. Even the stuff that's been challenging. I still remember A Whole Lot of Red. Listening to that for the first time, and what the fuck is going on? Death Grips, Veteran. What the fuck is going on? Amazing experiences, but kind of mind bending, but in a good way, you know, bending the mind outwards. So I guess to finish the summary on that little note of, I'm happy with where the channel is and what it has become. I really wanted to make something that I wanted to make. Another thing that drives me nuts about YouTube is I call it YouTube editing, where it's got that like zoom in, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like someone's talking and then they zoom in real quick and it's this, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I feel like it's just shattering my attention span when videos do that. And it's just like this constant, look at this, look at this, look at this. Like I'm here, I'm watching the video. Stop trying to trick me into watching what I'm already watching, you know? Anyway, there's that. You know, and then in terms of the channel, the way it's evolved has been so much fun. Started with singles, went into albums, which was kind of a natural progression. But then it went into this whole thing of, if I'm doing an album like with Igor and Whole Lot of Red, this is when this hit with the additional thoughts, right? The idea of spending a week with the album rather than just listening to it one time and moving on. Because there's, even for someone like me, sitting down and having the lyrics open and spending an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, with an album, if you listen to it one time, you're going to miss stuff. You're going to miss a lot of stuff. So spending more time with an album and really digging into it, reading comments, listening to interviews, watching videos, all these different things, man, has helped me understand albums so much more, you guys. And it's fun for me because I'll see so many comments about how, oh man, you know, you're picking up stuff on these songs or these albums that I didn't get, and I've been listening to it for years. But that experience is going both ways. I hope you guys realize that when you leave these comments, especially some of these huge posts. And I love the huge posts. Every now and then people will apologize. Don't apologize for the huge posts. The only thing I hope is I don't miss them, because I don't get to read all the comments. I try, but I don't get to read them all. You guys leave comments that help me understand stuff too. Some stuff is super simple that I miss, and then some stuff is like really like, wow, perspectives I didn't even consider, you know, because I get into my own train of thought, and that's just what it is. You guys bring some great stuff to the table, and it's really helped me enjoy the album so much more contextually. It's helped me understand the artist better. It's helped me understand the time period and what an album did to hip hop or to rap or to the artist or to the industry at that point in time. Like, those are things I can't recreate by just listening to it. So that's a two-way street. That's been a great two-way street. And I really appreciate everything you guys have done in terms of leaving comments and just interacting with the channel. It's made it so much better. My experience with these albums. What else we got? Conversations with the community. Honestly, that's probably the hardest part of the channel, because I hate, I shouldn't say I hate it. I really don't like trying to organize and schedule that. It's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. And that part is like work. It's not that much fun. You know, trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to be off. You're 9 hours ahead of me. That means Wednesday. Like, that part's tough, but that's okay, because every time I sit down and the person's on and we start talking, then it's great. So I'm really glad I brought that in. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more, you know, interactive with the community, and my live streams are always such a train wreck. So I had to have something. And so conversations with the community, I'm going to keep doing that as much as I can. So far, I haven't missed a week, which really blows me away. Hopefully it turns into a thing where I can talk to artists directly. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Wherever it goes, that's where it goes. I'm not going to worry about it. And then Sunday suggestions, super simple videos, easy, recommending rock albums. It sounds like you guys have been enjoying that too. What else we got? I guess talk about rap, right? So I think a couple things that I have learned, and a lot of you have probably heard this before, but whatever. I think the biggest thing about rap, why people who are on the outside of rap, who don't listen to rap, who have these misconceptions about what it is, what the lyrics are, what the artists are saying, I think there's a couple elements that people just don't understand. They don't recognize as barriers to rap. And I would say the biggest one, I used to think the biggest one is the language barrier. I think it's half and half between the language barrier and the fact that people coming from country or from rock or what other genre, jazz, whatever. When you look at rap, you've got the beat side, but specifically with rap, you cannot physically witness the technical ability that is happening with rap. You can watch somebody play the piano. You can watch somebody crack off this amazing guitar solo. You can watch a drummer just do ungodly things on the drums. You can watch these people who clearly have superior, exceptional skill in what they're doing and go, wow, that's impressive, and have no idea what's going on. Not understand any of the mechanics, not understand the precision, the timing, the thought process, the construction, the practice, the talent, all of the effort that goes into that performance. You can understand none of that and still be thoroughly impressed by a musician playing music. You can't watch a rapper and be impressed. You can't. Now, if you understand rap and you understand what's happening mechanically, lyrically, structurally, flow, all these different things, if you understand it, then yes, you can. But if you don't know that, if you don't have that knowledge, that background, it's just like honestly, it sounds like the auctioneer guy, right? 400, 500. It sounds like that. It sounds like that with a bunch of bad words. To an outsider, that's what it sounds like. And that's a huge barrier. Huge barrier. Even I still remember there's been even recent albums where it's like, fuck, this guy's going so fast. I've got the lyrics up in front of me and the guy's going so fast, I can barely keep up. So that's a huge barrier. And so and it's unfortunate too, because that's something that you don't just overcome that by realizing that. It takes time. It does take time. And so for the people who are outside of rap that want to come into it, there has to be a willingness to go through that process of understanding what rap is and just the mechanics behind it, the skill behind it, all of that. It's hard. And, unfortunately, there are a lot of people, they don't want to take that time, And so then you fold in, okay, cultural barriers, racial barriers, unfortunately, lifestyle barriers, language barriers. There's a lot. There really is a lot. It's kind of substantial, the wall that exists between the inside of rap and the people who love it and the people who are on the outside and just they don't get it. And you have to be willing to climb that wall or have someone help you over to get inside, because it's not an easy thing to do. And even with my experience, even if I had decided to not do the channel but do the journey, my experience, had I done it by myself, would have been so much lesser, because I wouldn't have the context that you guys provided, the interviews that you guys are linking to me, the personal messages that you tell me about when you talk about how when you listen to this album at this point in your life, what it did for you, how it made you feel. Like, all of that is also lost. It's just a person trying to listen to music on their own. It's very hard to do. And I don't know, there you go. And you guys have heard me talk about the language barrier plenty enough. I mean, obviously the foul language, but just, some people have a big problem with the N-word. Some people, they don't understand the gang lifestyle. Some people don't understand the flashy, braggy lifestyle. There's all these references to artists and fashion design. I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot. And so I think, it has been interesting for me talking with friends and family when I see them, because they're like, oh, how's the channel going? Oh, it's good, good. And I can just see it on their faces. They won't say anything. Everyone's been very supportive in my personal life. They're all very happy for me. That's going well, of course. But there's perplexed. Like, okay, so you're doing what? I'm listening to rap. Okay. And like, you're just recording yourself? Yeah. I go through the lyrics and I listen to the album and I just I share my experience. And then people go, oh. And it's funny. It's funny. And I mean, on the outside, I get it. Like, it can be very confusing, especially if you're a person who just doesn't watch reaction content to begin with, But I'll explain to them, well, a lot of the comments I get are people saying, you helped me relive that first listen experience again. And, we never get that. We never get that first experience again. And so the people who don't understand, they at least get that concept of trying to relive that experience. But then they'll just be like, and you're listening to rap. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's funny. It's funny. And actually, that kind of takes me into the other note I have with community, and specifically the compliments. Let's see if I can not cry on this one, because I'm still just tired from this fucking cold that won't go away. It's going away. I'm feeling better. I'm finally feeling better. You guys I've read some stuff that's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I honestly, I couldn't share it. I'd almost feel uncomfortable sharing it, because some of the stuff people, especially messages, it's pretty personal. But my favorite compliment is you helped me experience the album for the first time again, because that is just, it's so special. It's so special. And not only is it special to help people have that again, because you just never get that, right? But it's cool to be with that, to be part of that. Because I've never had, I'm the music buff in my household. My son enjoys music quite a bit. My wife has come to enjoy music because of me, but I guess she'll put on music now if I'm not home. But I mean, music isn't a big deal for her. It's a big deal for me. And for the most part, when I think back, I've never really sat down with a brand new album with someone else and shared that experience with someone else. And I'm a fairly solitary person. I'm an only child, and I keep to myself pretty well. I just like it. I'm comfortable when it's quiet and I'm alone. I don't have a problem with that. And music has always been such a personal thing for me. And so I always just felt like, well, this is like my time. I get excited sometimes. I'm like, okay, sweet, I get to be alone for a little while. And then think about, oh my God, I get to be alone for a little while and I get to listen to a new album. Oh my God, it's the best, right? And it's like the best of both worlds. But now I've got this idea of my head of, even though you guys aren't here with me, I'm there with you. And that's cool. That's really cool. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do it. I'm close. I'm close. But it's special. It's really special. And so coming into this channel and going, okay, being nervous, legit nervous about what if I just don't like it? Like, not even don't like it. Like, what if I really don't like it? How do you react to that, right? And just being respectful toward music. Now I'm even more so respectful to just the process and just the fact that people are doing this with me, even though I'm just here. You guys are here with me. Somebody was talking about the painting the other day. It was kind of cool. The iconic living room backdrop now that I can never change. I can't change. I don't have any plans to. It just makes it special. not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do it. 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 Oh, okay. Okay. So, well, yeah. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. It really is special. And actually, that's what I was gonna say. I slipped my mind. The other thing you guys have helped me with is that I'm usually pretty jaded too. Believe it or not, I don't know. Maybe it's hard to believe. Maybe it isn't believed. But especially with online stuff, there's just so much negativity and anger and ugliness and just refusal to consider other ideas and complete lack of patience. And it's just ugly. The internet is so ugly, and it's made me pretty jaded, pretty cynical towards just online energy. Not necessarily people. I mean, sometimes a little bit with people, which is why I got rid of social media, especially during the pandemic. I was like, I can't fucking handle this. I can't handle this. But you guys have really helped me understand, like, no. There is love online. You can connect with people online. We're not all evil. We're not all against each other. We're not all just rabid internet trolls lashing out at each other. So that's been nice for me. That you guys have really helped me kind of pull back from that abyss of it's all just awful. Because you guys have been so great. So that's been really nice. It's especially too, I still remember when the Discord server was first coming up and saying, I'm not going to use it. Like, okay, if that's what you guys want, whatever. I don't get it. I've never used Discord. And now I'm on there every day. And it's been fun. You know, it's fun seeing people in Discord post pictures of their kids. You know, Molly just had his kid and just stuff like that. You know, there's a little other thing, the self-improvement thing where people are talking about going to the gym and they're encouraging each other and they're supporting each other. It's just fucking cool, man. It's really cool. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pull off a video for once where I don't cry. What else we got? Oh yeah. Okay. So I'll tease some merch. Been working with an artist. The artwork is almost done. But we got some merch coming. Hopefully it's ready by the end of this month. It might be July, but it's coming. It's coming. It's taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to or expected, but it's okay. It's a process. No big deal. We got plenty of time. But, you know, I always say, you know, something about this is a great jam or that's not quite my jam or, you know, or whatever, right? So let me show you what we got coming here. Let me slide over a bit. And I'll pop these up a second here. So because I always say that, something about jams, right? I thought, what if we have some artwork that's kind of revolves around this idea of a jam and what a jam is. And so I bring you jam jars. And what these are going to be, the idea, I got to get it all set up. It's going to take a little bit of time. T-shirts for sure, right? T-shirts, hoodies, stickers make sense. It'd be cool to do beanies. It'd be cool to do hats. And I want to do one, if I can. I don't know if the store that I'm going to use allows it, but I want to do like pajama pants, like sweatpants. Because here in my house, we call them, you know, you put your jams on, your jammies, pajamas. And so the idea would be, it's your jammy jams, and it's a pajama pants with all the different jam jars. So all of these kind of relate to things I've said during videos, right? Of course. And so you've got, this is the fire jam, right? This is a jam that's pure fire. Great. I love this one a lot. And actually, this is what's cool too, is this was the original. And so you can see where stuff started, but then the artist, as we went through from jar to jar, and she got better and better and better and added more intricacies to it, it had turned into this. And so that's the fire jam. That is the chill jam, you know, mellow jam, whatever you want to call it. So like a meditative type of jam right there. I like that one a lot. That's our crazy jam. I like that one too. I like all of these. This is like a drinking jam, or maybe if you want to call it like a sophisticated jam, but you know, something like that, a little bit more of a highbrow type of jam. We've got a smoking jam, of course. Classic smoking jam right there. I really like that one quite a bit. that's just the great jam. You know, award-winning, #1, first place, great jam. I say that one all the time, so of course we had to have a jar for that one. By the way, my wife wants me to literally sell jars of jam. I keep telling her she's crazy. And she keeps insisting on selling jars of jam. So please do not support her in that at all, okay? Because it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. What's the next one here? Killer Jam. I think this one's my favorite. It started out to be as Killer Jam, and the idea was maybe having it like kill somebody, but then, you know, I was worried people were going to wear a fucking t-shirt of a jam jar at school with a knife out, and the school would be like, oh my God, you know? So I was like, okay. So it just kind of altered into this, which is, it's still a Killer Jam. It's on the jacket right there. You can see it on the bottom. That's Killer. It might be hard to see on your screen, but you know, it's obviously more of like a metal rock kind of jam. We've got, and then I think this is the last one. I think this is Party Jam. There's one more coming. The final one she's working on, it's going to be, I think the hardest one is going to be called Not Quite My Jam. And the concept for it is kind of like a teenager in the sense where he's, you know, is holding his phone. He's got this really displeased look on his face. You know, earbuds are in and stuff like that. And maybe he's wearing like a hoodie and a backpack. But that jam jar is going to be carried by the facial expression. Like the facial expression has to be perfect, right? For Not Quite My Jam. And then, so, you know, t-shirts, whatever. I haven't done any of the formatting, the layouts, or anything like that. I don't know if I'm going to put lettering or not. Like if I'll have, you know, Party Jam or just have it the jam jars. Maybe I'll have both. But as soon as you introduce lettering, now the font's got to be just perfect, and that makes it a little bit more hard. What was I going to say? Fuck, I don't remember. Anyway, so there you go. Oh, and I want another shirt too, where it'll be a 3x3 grid of all of them. And maybe that one will have lettering that says all my jams, because I like that idea too. So there you go. There's a little merch tease for you. Hopefully it's coming in soon. And goddamn, 27 minutes. So I got any closing thoughts here for this video? I don't know. I really don't know. It's been great. It really has been great. It's been so much more than I expected it to be. I'm definitely doing this long term. I'm going long term. You know, I would like to go full time. I'm surprised I haven't really gotten any like sponsors just yet, but I'm not even 60,000 subs yet. So maybe that's why. And maybe it's because I'm swearing all the time. Whatever. This is how it goes. But we'll get there. This is a long term kind of project for me right now. And being at this point 1 year in, I can't complain. I just can't complain, man. I mean, if I'm at 120 subs on YouTube and 4,000 patrons, because I'm doing pretty well on Patreon. I'm kind of an anomaly on Patreon, honestly. It's only $2. I think that's why. But if you look at other channels that have more subs, I have like typically more patrons just because of that, which is fucking great. I mean, it's great. I thank everyone, even if you've only done Patreon one time and kicked in $2 one time. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. But long term, I mean, I do have this idea of, okay, slowly over time, as I hear more artists and I kind of get caught up with discographies, I'll do real time drops, just like I did with Kendrick. That was so much fun. You know, that JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown project that's coming. I'm going to jump on that one when it drops. Listening to Denzel Curry's most recent album, although I did it 2 weeks later. I think having that experience versus the day Kendrick dropped, I like doing it the day of. It's just a lot more fun. Being there with you guys at the same time is just in the conversation and all that stuff. It's great. It's a lot of fun. But there you go. Good times. Really good times. And I did it. I did the whole video without crying. Yeah. All right. Hopefully, top 10 in a week or so. Maybe Thursday, maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday, but hopefully soon. And then the top 10 albums before the end of the month for sure. Okay. But that one's hard, really hard. You would think top 10 tracks would be harder, but I don't know, man. Go look at the list of albums I've done. It's, you know, in the description, and you try and list. The other thing too is I'm not going to do the best, right? Because I don't want my list to be everybody else's list of, you know, To Pimp a Butterfly and Illmatic. Like, no, the ones that I have enjoyed the most, the ones that had the most impact for me. So it's not going to be your standard just top 10. Oh, here's the top 10, the best albums that everybody agrees with. No, it's going to be a little bit different than that. So that's why it's hard. Okay, we're done. We'll see you. And thank you. Thank you.